This is the plaintiff, Ricardo Fernandez. He says he temporarily moved in with the defendant when he was in between apartments. And the guy used all his stuff without permission, and a lot of his things are now busted. The louse never apologized. His belongings are now ruined, and he's here suing for the $5,000 he feels he surely owed. This is the defendant, Marceau Cully. He says the plaintiff was kicked out of his apartment, so we let him stay in his place for a bit. The guy took up 4 rooms with his belongings, and he accidentally knocked a lamp over, breaking it, and the plaintiff went absolutely bonkers. He pulled out a knife, held it to his neck, and he had to go to the hospital. Now he's being sued? Police! He's accused of disrespecting a roomie's stuff. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $5,000 for hospital bills and anxiety.
All parties, please raise your right hand. Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Justice. Ricardo Fernandez,
Yes.
you are suing Marceau Cully
Yes, Your Honor.
for $5,000 in broken items, towing charges, U-Haul, and storage. Okay, according to you, you're out actually $8,000. You are counterclaiming against him for $5,000 because you say he stabbed you. All right, let me talk to you first, Mr. Fernandez. What is going on?
Okay, so I had been living in my building for 12 years. So they asked me to move out within 2 weeks, and I was like, 2 weeks?
I'm sorry, were you behind on rent?
No.
Okay, so who asked you to move out?
The landlords, because they have to renew the floor plan in the building to make it up to code, because it was
Okay, so you were asked to move out for how long?
They said 6 months.
Okay. And
then,
what happens?
I found out the owner actually forged my signature of me selling my rental rights for $10.
Was selling your what?
My rental rights. I have rent stabilization rights for life.
For life?
So I was able to sign on to this back in 2008, and so I'm protected tenant, and so I have rent stabilization.
So your rent never goes up, or it doesn't go up more than a certain amount?
It goes in certain increments up.
Okay.
And so I called the law board, and they said, yeah, you're in the system, we see your name, you're protected, you have the right to go back, you have rent stabilization. And I said, okay, great. Then if you do that, if you say that, then I'll move out and I'll let them do the work. And then they asked for the key to my apartment, and they said they're supposed to give me a check for $10 for the key. And I was like, that's really weird.
Who's they?
The landlord.
Okay.
And I thought that was really weird, but I took this check, and then a few months later, my neighbor, Felipe, they were taking him to court to sue him because he refused to leave. And so he did a thing called a FOIL, a Freedom of Information Law, and he found like 25 bills of sale of the owners buying people's rental rights for $10. And then he did another one, he found my
So
name.
why are you guys selling your rights for $10?
They're not. The landlords
Okay.
aren't forging people's signatures.
Forging people's signature?
Yes.
Well, okay, so for reasons completely bizarre to me, you find yourself homeless.
Yes.
And what happened?
And then so my neighbor Felipe, he advised me that Marceau was also in this fight. He started a tenant association. Marceau's part of the tenant association with us, and he said, "Look, Marceau's living in an 8-bedroom apartment by himself."
8-bedroom?
Yes.
A rent-stabilized 8-bedroom?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so let's back it up. There is an agreement that you are going to move in there.
I moved my stuff into his apartment, and then I put a lock on one of the doors. I had 3 bedrooms of my things.
Okay, who gave you the right to take over 3 bedrooms in his place?
When I moved in, he told me I can have 3 bedrooms.
Okay, and according to you, that's not true.
I said
You
2
told
in
him he
text.
could have 2.
It's in text.
Pull up the text in
Sure.
your phone that say he can only have 2.
No
All right,
problem.
and then what
And then
happens?
while I was in there, he told me that I can have 3. And then I came in, and then the door that had the lock was open. And I was like, why did you go in my room? Like, why you? And then so it looked like he didn't touch any of my things, but I was like, look, I don't feel comfortable with you going in my stuff.
Then
like,
get your stuff out of there.
I didn't have time. I was working 2 jobs.
Working 2 jobs? Why couldn't you just pay rent then?
I could pay rent. It's not about paying rent. He's on rent strike. He's still not paying rent.
Not putting rent in escrow, advised by my lawyer for the tenant association.
Yeah, that's what you got to do. But anyway, all right, so go on.
So anyway, and then I was like, look, just don't touch my things. Don't go in my room, please. Like, I'm going to work right now. So the next time I came back, he had locked my bedroom door. I went in the apartment. I was like, why are you locking me? Why are you going in my room? Why are you locking me out? He said, oh, because you left the door unlocked. And I didn't know why you left the door unlocked for 2 days, and so I locked it. I said, the door wasn't unlocked. Like, why are you even going in my room? And he says, look, you need to consolidate your things into 2 rooms. I said, look, I don't have time. Like, I have to go to work again right now. Like, His friend was moving some of my things and they broke like a marble tabletop that's like really expensive. I was like, look, just stop moving my things. Don't touch my things. Like,
Did you witness that?
yes.
Okay, and while they're moving it, what do you say?
He said, oh, sorry, I didn't know, sorry. And I was like, why are you even touching my stuff? Like, don't touch my things.
When did the table break?
I think that was the 4th, maybe.
Okay, do you have pictures of it?
I don't. I have pictures of everything else, though.
Okay, so go on. What else happens?
And then so we go in, and the house is a complete wreck. And
What do you mean by that?
I have video, I have pictures.
Okay. Was this video taken at the time that the place was a complete wreck that you're
Yes.
talking about? All right, let's see.
So his dog pees and poos all over the house, and this is how he lives. So he'd gone through my room and taken things out, and my stuff is scattered all over the apartment. My coffee table is there with all kinds of junk and drinks on it and drugs. There's a stolen city bike.
Can you get my room, please?
No, this is the
Rico.
that's the
Dude,
second video.
I'm not touching you. You're in my room. You're in my house.
This
I
is
hope you
this is
stay.
after
And
when he accused me of
lamp, man. I replaced the
stabbing
lamp.
him.
Everything my room is, everything.
This is not your room. This is my apartment, man. I offer you a place to sleep. And you threatened with a knife, Rico? Okay.
So he had
Just a second.
Because you threatened me with, you assaulted me. You're trying to assault me with a knife.
Drugs.
You're trying to assault me
Look
with a
at you
knife.
selling drugs out of here.
I'm not telling you any drugs.
Yeah, call him. Call him right now.
That's what I have to be out today, man. Today. I put it out myself because I called Felipe.
So
Wow.
that was after. So he had threatened to put my stuff on the street without me, and I had to go to work.
Where is this located?
Brooklyn, New York,
Okay. What part?
Williamsburg.
Of course. All right. So,
And so he broke into the room again. He took my things out, and he took the things out of the first room, and he stuffed it into the second room, and the third room, and then there was he stuffed the city bike, and he threw all kinds of stuff just piled up.
where are you living right now?
I have a new place with a friend right now.
Okay. What happened with a knife? I'm asking you first because that's your counterclaim.
Listen.
Where do the problems begin?
So, and you see the text here, I'm like, you cannot have 3 rooms, man. There's extra storage on top of the bathroom if you need more storage because you have 12 years worth of stuff. But you can't try to commandeer my apartment.
Yeah, I heard you. And then what does he say?
And then he says, oh, I'll try to, and then days goes by, he's not doing it. So he changed my lock, so I unchanged the lock and I moved it myself. And I broke a lamp. So,
And that's the lamp I saw in the video?
Yes.
Okay.
He comes home the next day, and he's like, you touched my stuff, man. You broke my lamp. He's like, I have this lamp for it. And he pulls out a blade out of his pocket, a 5-inch blade, and puts it to my neck. I'm like, what the hell, man? Are you serious? I have anxiety disorder. I have my doctor notes here.
Did you call the police when someone put a knife to your throat?
I called the police, and I filed charges.
You said he stabbed you. Did he stab you?
He didn't go all the way through, but it was blood
Is
bleeding
there
from my
a
neck.
cut? Do you have a picture of the cut?
I don't have a picture. I went to the hospital. I have a picture of being
Okay,
in the
do you
hospital.
have the hospital
Yeah.
reports? May I see the hospital reports to see whether there's independent verification of somebody actually cutting
This
you?
is just a bill. I don't know if it says the...
Yeah, Bill doesn't do anything because you could have gone there for anxiety. It's important because watch this. Did you put a knife to him?
No.
Okay, so I would like to see some independent verification of the
Well,
stuff that you're saying
I
because
have-
that would help.
I have a testimony from a person who was staying in my place at the time. And
You
would-
want to show me a text that could have been written by that lady right there. I have no.
Well,
Okay, let's
is-
see what he wants me to see. Okay, so what he says he heard was what's in the video, which is just you saying that he was gonna. So this person didn't see him trying to stab you.
No, they were-
Okay.
I
Did you
have-
ever call the police? Which is what I
I
would
did.
expect.
I did. I filed a report.
Okay, let me see your police report.
So I don't have the report on me. I just have the report number because I called them and it said I have to get it in the mail and it's going to take.
Let me ask you a question. All right, where do you come off thinking that you have as much of a right to the place as he does?
Because Felipe was an our attorney.
Who died to make Felipe
So can
king?
you, Your Honor?
Where is Felipe right now?
He's in work. He sent an affidavit of this testimony.
Okay, where is all your stuff and you now?
So now it's in 2 different storages, and
Okay, but you got all your stuff out of there.
I did.
Okay, so now
So
I'm going to need you to show me the evidence of $5,000
Okay,
because you're
so-
the one making the claim. So I need to see $5,000 worth of broken evidence.
So it was not just breaking my things. When he locked me out of the house, I was there for another few hours, changing the locks and organizing. And then I didn't realize I parked illegally, and I got the car towed. that I'm blaming him because if he didn't lock me out, I wouldn't have.
Is anything ever your fault? Do you ever have to take responsibility for anything?
Yes.
You parked illegally, it gets towed, and you think I'm going to make him pay for that. That's part of your lawsuit. Okay. Can you prove $1 of your lawsuit? Show
Yes.
me something that
Okay.
you want
Here's-
me
here's-
to order him to pay and why. Let's.
And then Felipe made an agreement that I wasn't going to call the police on him, and he wasn't going to call the police on me, and we were going to remove my things on that Friday, which was the 7th of September. And then so the 7th of September, I took the day off of work. Felipe took the day off of work. I rented a U-Haul. I rented a storage space. We go to Marceau's house, and then he denies us access, and he leaves the apartment. And so he texts Felipe saying he needs to go to the hospital. And so we're waiting around all day long. He doesn't return until 7 p.m., and so we don't start moving my things out until 8 p.m. I took the whole day off of work. That's a $350
I'm sorry,
day.
what are you suing for?
So that was a $350 day that I missed out because I took the day off of
Okay.
work. That's one. So we didn't get to move out my things until 8 p.m. My storage closed at 9. So I wasn't able to move anything out of my truck. So I had to rent another truck, was another $170. And then I had to get another storage space. And then so that's another $575.
Why would he pay for your storage space?
If I had the whole day, then I would have had time to put my things in one storage space. But I didn't have time because he only gave me less than an hour to get my things
but-
out. It was his fault that he didn't stand up to agreement that we agreed I would remove my things at 10 a.m. on Friday, it's September 7th.
Was
And then-
anything broken
Yes.
besides the lamp?
Yes. My dresser.
Okay,
my,
show me the proof that
all the
things-
pictures are there. You have all the
Okay,
pictures.
but what I want you to do is pull out of these 50 pictures what's broken. Okay, and let's go over it one by one.
Okay, so this is one of the lamps. So
Okay,
he
that
said,
I know about, the lamp.
Yes, exactly. So he
Yeah.
said it was all because of this lamp, which is not true. It's much more. So this is
Good, that's what I want to see, the much more.
This is an antique dresser that was given to me. It's like a $600. It's an antique. It's completely broken.
Do you have any proof of the value of what you're calling an antique dresser?
No, I don't. Just from my friend, what my friend told me that he paid for it and gave it to me.
Okay,
And then so this is him throwing all my stuff in the room.
Okay.
Just really, literally
that's
throwing
not
it in
him
there.
throwing all this stuff in the room. That's just a picture of stuff in a room.
No, because I had placed everything nicely.
Yes, again, though, don't say it's something that it's not. It's not a picture of him throwing everything in the room.
Oh,
Go
I
ahead.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
Uh-huh.
And then so here's more lamps and chairs and stuff that's broken.
Priceless. Have you talked to Felipe? You are no longer on good terms with Felipe. Because
talk to
Felipe
Felipe.
has filed an affidavit, unless this is forged, trashing you.
I don't talk to Felipe.
Yeah, you're not on good terms with Felipe anymore.
Yeah, because I got Rico
Okay,
arrested.
so that's it. That was my only question. Was
Yeah.
U-Haul arrived at 10. He denied us access for a few hours. At 12 p.m., he went to the hospital because he had an anxiety attack. What was that about? What were you doing leaving them there for the whole day while they're supposed to be move-out day?
Oh, no, because I was waiting for them since they said it would be there at 9. They came at 12 noon, and I had to go to the hospital. I have me right here in the hospital because I had an anxiety attack because Rico tried to, I'm like,
Because Rico tried to what?
he tried to stab me. I can't look at the guy.
Was that at noon on that day?
No, I'm saying, like, if I see him,
No.
it's like trauma.
Is it?
It is, because I have
Okay.
anxiety disorder. I have anxiety
Okay,
disorder.
I made the suggestion that since we had to remove everything that night, Ricardo should rent a second truck, and we would return to the address, load all of his possessions. This way, at least he was away from Marceau and could figure out at probably $175. Here's a concrete cost, $175. Do you have a receipt for the $175 for that second
I
truck?
don't have it with me, no, ma'am.
I'm sorry?
I don't have it with me, no, Your Honor.
How are you going to prove that? How are you going to prove you rented a second truck? I mean, you're the guy who decides when to go to
No,
court.
I haven't. I've been doing 12-hour days. I don't even have time to eat.
I'm not mad at you. I just don't want you mad at me. Because you could choose when to file your case. And when you file it, you would think you'd have your ducks in a row. And when you don't, you can't get mad at me because I am so happy to give you that second truck. I think he was, messing with your guys' heads. But then you come to court and then you don't have proof of the second truck, which is what I need. He again denied us access. At this point, out of options, we called the police for the first time.
He left to go get a beer. He said he needed
To
a
go
beer.
drinking with a friend in Manhattan, despite knowing that I'd called the police because we needed to remove his property. The officers we spoke to earlier weren't available. They gained access to Marceau. What time of the morning is this? This is
It's like
happening.
1 in the morning.
1:30.
He immediately started to say he would only authorize access to the 2 rooms. Marceau was required to allow Ricardo to look in his rooms, and of course, Ricardo found his property in all the remaining rooms. He was trying to steal it, but he didn't get to because the police gave you access.
So we walk in the living room. So one of my pairs of shorts were on the floor, and I was like, look, these are my shorts. And he took them out of my hand, and he said, wait. And he's like going through all the pockets, and then he takes a credit card out of one of the pockets. I guess he'd been wearing
Man,
them.
that's weird.
So he'd been wearing my boots. He'd been wearing my shorts. He had stuff in all the rooms, and it took us until 8 in the morning to get all my things out.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. Why is it that when two people are really good friends, but they move in together, they don't get along and they go to war?
Well, I think when people are good friends, they only really see them on the surface. They don't really know how they actually live. And so in theory, when they move in together, they're like, oh, we're really close. But when they actually move in together, they really realize their bad habits and their bad nature that goes below the friendship.
Familiarity breeds contempt.
Yes, sir.
Gotcha. What do you say?
Yeah, I completely agree with him.
Wait a minute, are you two together?
Yeah.
Do you live together?
No.
Are you worried that he's going to be a jerk if you move in?
I'm
Well, you just said it. I did.
Yeah, I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth.
Going inside the courtroom.
All right, and then you got all of your stuff out.
I got all my stuff
You
out.
have all of your stuff.
Yes.
You've shown me any evidence that you have of anything broken, okay? And then you've described, and Felipe has corroborated what that day, move-out day was like. So your counterclaim against him
Yes.
is for stabbing, hospital bills, and anxiety.
Yes.
Okay, you're suing him for your anxiety.
I had a huge anxiety attack. I couldn't go to work. I lost my job.
Do you have any proof of that?
Yeah. I went to the hospital.
Don't show me a hospital bill again. Do you have proof of a huge anxiety attack on
Yes, I
this
have.
day? Yes or no?
I don't have a doctor's report.
Okay, all right. But I take it that that's where you were when they were trying to move out at the
yeah,
hospital?
I had a small anxiety attack because I was like,
Why don't you just open the door and get out so they can move their stuff?
it's not that.
Isn't it just that simple?
When I have anxiety attack, Your Honor, it's serious. It's like I was freaking
I'm not
out.
belittling your anxiety attack. I'm doubting the veracity of your actions, okay? That's the day everybody's scheduled to move out, and then what you do is you leave everybody waiting there for the entire day.
Your Honor,
while
this-
you go out, and, where's your anxiety
Hey,
when
there's
they're
a-
trying to get in and you're out drinking up until
There's
1
a
in the
picture of
morning?
me-
And by the way, did you get arrested for this supposed knifing?
So
or knife
two weeks
display
later,
or whatever, knife?
So I have a motorcycle and it had broken down, so I would.
Why would the answer to that start with, I have a motorcycle and it had broken
Because
down?
fix it
Okay, I need
before.
you to listen to my question. My question was, did you get arrested?
I said-
the next thing out of your mouth should be yes or no.
I said yes 2 weeks later.
Okay, so 2 weeks later, you get arrested. Do you have a lawyer in that case?
I do.
Okay. How did you file that case? Did you have to go to the district attorney's office to file it, or did you go to the police?
I went to the police, so I called
What
them
day did you go to the police?
the day after.
Okay, and
In
then
Brooklyn.
how did you contact the district attorney?
I didn't contact the district attorney, so they said, "Is he around?" I was like, "I don't know where he is. He left. I haven't seen him." It's like, "Well, we can't do anything if he's not there. If he's there, call us back."
And then what happened?
Then when he was doing his bike, I saw him and I was like, "Cause I filed a restraining order too in the Supreme Court."
May I see the documents of the restraining order?
I don't have the.
I'm done. We're done. All right.
Well,
so
what
we're done. On your counterclaim against him, my verdict is 0. On your claim against him for $5,000 of broken items, towing charges, and U-Haul, no. A lot of that is your responsibility. Now, stuff he broke, he pays for. Inconveniencing you that day, he pays for. So I am going to order him to pay you $500, which should include even that second U-Haul in it, because I consider that an act of hostility that he thought would have no consequences and I think should. Verdict for the plaintiff.
My $700 bill is nothing from the hospital. Okay.
Well, the plaintiff is going to get $500 after all of this testimony. Mr. Collis, what do you think?
I think it's an unfair decision because a mental disorder is not something that's just play with. I had an anxiety attack.
You know, what happens to you when you have an anxiety attack?
So it's basically like feeling like every emotion at once. It's hard for you to even move. You can't even move. So it's a very serious situation. And I showed her the hospital bill. I showed her me in the hospital. I showed her a text of me saying Rico can't have more than 3 rooms. And she still ruled in his favor. I mean, it is what it is.
Well, neither one of you had really proof. You didn't have proof of
It is what it is. He tried to stab me. That's a lot of.
No, you got him arrested.
Yeah, I did. And I'm
All
going
right.
to file criminal charges.
Okay, thank
Thank
you
you.
very much. Okie dokie, Mr. Fernandez. You did get arrested. What happened?
So
They take you to jail?
They did.
And all of that?
My daughter was having heart surgery the next morning. I had to change my flight. And
We heard about your daughter, but she's in and out. What happened to you? Where she doesn't
she
live with
lives
you,
in
right?
Florida with her mom.
Oh, and so she wasn't even here in the city?
No.
Yeah, all right. You okay with the judge's verdict?
No, I'm not.
You don't understand why she made it. You didn't have proof.
Yeah.
Proof. You need that.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry about that.
All right, thank you.
Okay, you must sign a few documents, and that will bring this amazing case to a close. Harvey?
Doug, look, I mean, when two people move in together and they don't get along, the best way of handling is you sit down with the person and you just be honest and say, look, we are not getting along. Let's negotiate an exit. That will do it for this case. Litigants, for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.